Hello, EVTV viewers. This is a Friday show. I'm Ziki Xu. Here's Daniel DeSalva. Here's Ian Harris. Today we're gonna talk about a Chicago Auto Show from the last weekend, and how much the show you guys like it?
It was a great time.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. We drove up there Saturday and then we spent the whole day there. We got to check out pretty much all the cars that were at the show and test drive some.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yep.
So we're gonna talk about
the ID4.
Oh, actually the Volkswagen ID4 I drive it, and the Daniel was on the side, and then I can tell the interior looks so nice, and also I was not expecting the car will be maybe like interior better than the Tesla, but actually it is.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looked really close to
It has a
actual
gadget in the front.
regular ICE car, but it was just a little more futuristic, and I think there was very little road noise. It felt really comfortable. I think it was really cool.
And it has a cool window on the top.
Yep. All glass
Yeah.
roof.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep, there was a long line for people waiting to get into it
yeah.
too. There's a lot of people who wanted to check out the electric cars in the car show. I mean, there were gas cars and electric cars, but there were definitely a lot more electric cars this time at the auto show. And there was definitely people waiting in line to test drive electric cars.
It seemed like most of the lines for the electric cars were longer than the ICE cars.
Yeah, I noticed that too. What else did we get to drive? We drove the...
Um,
Well,
Chevy Bolt, you guys?
Yeah, you and I took a spin in the Chevy Volt. We
the
did
2022
just the
one.
EV.
It's
Yep.
a Bolt, right? Chevy
Yeah,
Bolt.
Bolt,
Yeah,
Bolt.
Well,
Yeah,
and
with
they
a
also
B.
released the EUV, which is supposed to be an SUV but electric,
Yeah.
and they showcased that too. We got some photos, and it looks bigger and looks like there's more space to it.
The new Volt is a lot nicer than the old one.
Yeah, I got to drive it, and I think the views that you can see with the side glasses and the windows, it's a lot more spacious looking, and it was a comfortable ride. I did like the ID4 shifters a little better than the Bolt shifters.
Actually, the ID4 the shift not that perfect for some reason. It's a longer shift and also have a tab on it. You can tab pushing forward.
It's a column.
It's a
shift.
rotating
like what Ian says, like column, and then you're pushing forward and then changing the mode, like drive mode, or they also have one called a B, but I'm not sure what the B mode is. But from their explanation, they say it's more close like a Tesla's the single what's it called, single pedal mode.
Yep.
So it's getting more what's it called? Regions. Yeah,
Yep.
that's true.
Yeah, I remember asking them what happens if you turn it
Tap,
back
yeah.
while driving. They said they don't know, so
No,
they
it's
didn't
not a
wanna
risk
try
factor
either.
to try.
Because if you twist it forward, it goes to drive mode, and if you twist it backwards, it's reverse. I know in the Tesla one, I did try this.
Yeah.
If you push it down, it says speed too fast to engage reverse. So I didn't get to try it on the Volkswagen, but
Yeah.
I'm curious what that happens too, because if you twist it forward one more time, it shifts to B, but it would make sense to twist it back to go to D, but they said to twist it forward again to go
Yeah.
to D. So that's a little
Not that
confusing.
ergonomic design.
But the pedal shifter that I did like was on the Niro, the EV.
The Niro's
Oh, really?
was slick. It was really simple.
The Kia Niro, and we got to test drive that too.
All three
And
of us.
All three of us.
Yeah,
did.
I tried it too. Oh, yeah.
They had the rotating dial, kind of like the...
It's a rotary shifter,
Like
like,
a
a lot of
BMW.
regular ICE cars.
Yeah.
Yep. And
A
that
lot
one-
less confusing than the buttons.
Yeah, it was a comfortable ride too. And what were the specs on it, Ian?
The ID4 had 250 miles of range on it. It's really nice, quiet, refined, and has the 77 kilowatt hour pack. And when you buy one, you get 3 years of Electrify America.
And
It's pretty
ID4.
nice. Especially if you live in the city or something where those chargers are really readily available already. The Niro had only 239 miles of range, but the one that we all drove was fully loaded, every option, and still 44 grand.
Wow.
And it was
Wow.
pretty comfortable, a little road noisy, but compared to the Volkswagen, but is for money, it's a great car. And the Bolt was a 66 kilowatt hour pack, but it had 260 miles of range, which is awesome. And it was the cheapest car. They started at 31, and the one we drove was 35 grand.
Wow.
That's pretty neat.
Yep.
It was quiet. It was really, really quiet.
Definitely.
And I like on the Bolt, they had the regen that was adjustable by the stalk instead of having to adjust it in the screen.
Yes, I do like the physical buttons rather than the touch screen. I mean, touch screen is the way to go, but it's
Or
just not
shift
there
stick.
yet. I mean, it takes time to look back and forth, but having the buttons or the shifters right there, I think it makes definitely an advantage. And definitely an easier transition from someone who's already in an ICE car going into an electric. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's more easy way
Yeah.
to transfer. And also, without the test drive car, we also see a lot of cars there. I mean, it's not available for test driving, but they show the electric cars in the car show. Like Kia's new EV6. That looks pretty neat because it shows on the stage and rotated.
Yep.
It was cool. It was
Yeah.
really
It's pretty
cool.
neat.
It's a cool car.
It's kind of a crossover hatchback kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't see too much specs for it, but also I wasn't standing there for too long.
No.
But,
They had the pack on display though, which was cool.
Yes,
And we have
yes,
some
that-
pictures of that.
Yeah.
Yes. Kind of looked pretty small, but if it's a light car, I'm sure they can get good range out of it.
Yeah. They had a lot of stuff out on display though. They had the EEV, like we said, on the Bolt. They didn't just have. You could test drive the EEV, but we just did the EV.
Yeah.
Um,
To have EV1 too.
Nissan had a car called the Aria. That I've never
Aria.
heard of
Aria.
That
before.
coffee bean color one.
Coffee
Yeah.
bean color.
I've seen ads for it, and that was the first time I saw it in person. I wish they let us into it, but it was just kind of sealed off. And
Yeah.
The new logo looks pretty from like a cyberpunk style. It's like have a backlight at the back and then it's showing the whole logo on the front.
Huh.
It's pretty neat.
That's
It's
neat.
not like regular Nissan's logo, so
That's
looks pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any specs for the Aria, and also I didn't see the BMW-IX that was out
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
That was fully electric, and that was all sealed up too. But we have a photo of that, but we
Yeah.
didn't get to see much inside it either.
Yeah.
Also, like the Ford Mach-E was a lot of people there.
There was
Yeah.
a crowd.
It was crowded.
Yep.
Yeah, so
Mach-E.
tons of people around.
Mach-E was probably the EV star of the show there.
Yeah, and then they have a test drive. Right, they probably all have a lot of Mach-E there. I saw a lot of Mach-E drive around.
I think I counted 10.
Oh, really?
Oh.
10
Ooh,
counted
that's a lot of Mach-E.
test drive cars.
Yep.
They had like a where you could put your foot down for the first part, where you could like feel the acceleration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for people who are transitioning out of ICE cars, that's a good experience for them to kind of get a feel for it.
Yeah.
But
Get used
yeah.
to it.
We could barely get photos of the GT and the Lightning because
Yeah.
there was just so many people around it. But we did get a video of the F-150 just kind of walking around it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think this is my first time see the real Ford Lightning just at the
Yeah.
front of me. It looks so neat, the colors, and you open the front trunk and nothing in the front, no
Yeah.
engines.
I wish we got to test drive it though, because we'd know
Yeah.
if that sucker is quick.
Oh yeah.
We actually got to drive it. But yeah, they had quite a bunch of electric cars. I think we counted 8 there total,
Yeah.
right?
8 to 9 about.
And
Yeah.
from all the car companies that were there, that's all that we could count. But I'm sure next time they'll have a lot more, and with
Sure.
each year they'll have many more. I mean, there were so many car companies that weren't even there.
Yeah, Audi wasn't there. You know, they had the e-trons, and then Jag had the I-Pace, and it wasn't there. Hyundai has the Kona, it wasn't there. Volvo's got the XC40. There's a bunch of companies that weren't
Yep.
there. Porsche's always there. And the Taycan's kind of a hot commodity at the moment.
Yeah.
Mm.
And
Uh,
yeah, there's new startup companies that I guess they didn't want to spend money there either, like Nordstown, I guess.
Oh,
and,
Norris now.
Yeah, Lucid.
Lucid
Lucid's
Motors.
not here either.
And I guess Tesla doesn't.
Oh
they
yeah,
use
Tesla
their
no show at the
customers
Chicago
Yeah.
Auto Show.
for
Not
their
surprised.
advertising. so-
Rivian.
Yeah.
But
But-
yeah,
There was a ton of stuff just around town too.
Yeah.
We just did not stop seeing Teslas everywhere.
every block we could count a Tesla there.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
sexy
3.
teams there.
For
Yep.
every horn honked in Chicago, there's probably a Tesla behind it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's true.
They were.
There's a bunch of stuff, and it wasn't all just Teslas either.
Mhm.
We saw
That's
a
true.
Leaf right by Starbucks.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
And there was a Taycan. We were on the bus. There's the Jag in Chinatown.
Yep.
Oh,
All kinds of cars
Saw
everywhere.
the Mach-E around some corners. And,
Yeah. I saw a few ID4s as well on the road,
Wow.
which is
Wow.
crazy because they're so new.
they also had quite a few to test drive, but they had some just people already driving, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah,
That's
the
about
biggest
it.
thing that was amazing was just you come from a small place like Cape or even smaller towns and just, you know, you're like, oh, you know, the electric cars are just, they're so far behind. And then you go to a place where, you know, such a congested place like Chicago and they're everywhere.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
And you just never stop seeing them, and all the people that are so enthusiastic about it, where you're just not used to it because people get upset about range and stuff. But
Yeah.
and yeah, you go to the auto show and the lines for the Mach-E are longer than the lines to ride in the new Bronco.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, yeah, small city, small town like this, we see an electric car maybe one every 2 hours or every one or two a day.
Yeah.
But we go there, it's like we see one on the street, like just driving
Just
by.
cruise around.
It is pretty neat. I mean, a lot more companies are getting into electric, and there's just going to be so many more electric cars out there.
And there were more manufacturers there with electric cars than without.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. Yep.
Crazy.
Definitely.
I really hope
Pretty
some
cool.
Chinese brand will be in the United States market, and then like a Niro or XB EVs. I mean, show it in there. That's really cool.
It would be cool.
I would really like to see a
Neo.
convention where they just have electric car companies.
Yeah.
And just so people could kind of get a feel for all the electric cars that are out there.
That's
Yeah.
true.
That would be really cool. I mean, this auto show was all the car. I mean, whoever could be there, and then
Yeah,
if
the
they
auto
could make one
manufacturers.
for electric, that would be really cool to see.
Bring back the F-Con.
Well, we wish we could. But yeah, if that's all for the show, the Chicago Auto Show, I want to talk a little bit about what we're doing in the shop right now. We do have a small update for the solar trailer. I know you guys are looking forward for some. We did enclose the sides, and then we are testing a new inverter, a 48 volt, 6 kilowatt inverter. I won't say the name of the inverter yet because we are still testing out a
yeah.
few features there. It does have a lot more features than the Signir, but they're still very early in production, so I don't know if we can sell it for a couple months, maybe within the year, hopefully. But we do have a lot more Signirs in stock. Those are still there. Richard will mention a little bit more about it. But yeah, if you guys do want to keep up to date with the stuff we do, we have a new Instagram account, and Ian is updating it pretty often.
Yeah, we just started the Instagram right after the last video. We do our builds on it. There's all kinds of updates for new builds, old builds, just cool products that you should check out. Sales, you know, we can put all kinds of information about that on there. It's whatever, you know, you guys would like to see. We like to get it out there because
Yep.
we know sometimes getting videos up are a little difficult.
It's almost like daily, daily renewed, or
It's a couple times a week.
Yeah.
3 times a week.
you gotta see more pictures.
Yeah, and you know, there's old builds that Jack worked on, and
Yep.
just things that, you know, the longtime viewers and the new viewers would all just get to enjoy and keep up with.
Indeed.
So it's
That's
EVTV Motors, and you can follow us on Instagram.
Yep, and feel free to put comments in there, like it, so that we can kind of see what you guys think about it, and then we'll keep updating it with what you guys say. And yeah, with that, we're going to talk about our new stock and prices update that we do have. So we're going to switch over to Richard, and
Yep.
he's going to let you guys know what we have in stock. Thank you.
Well, there we have the Team EVTV crew doing a road trip up to Chicago to see all of the new electric vehicles. And I think the big picture there is there's some quality cars coming. The technology, the leap to some workable batteries is starting to show up. They aren't being produced in volume, but they're going to learn how to do it, is what I suspect. All these auto manufacturers have built millions of cars. That is no easy task. It takes a lot of humans, a lot of technology, a machine that builds the machine, and these guys have jumped into the pool and they're going to swim, I believe, until they get some EVs up off the ground. So hats off to the team. They went and got to see a lot of things, again, that were in the fantasy zone, and they're starting to show up on the road. Now, my plug all along in this is that the next play is going to be in the charging systems, and that's going to be a massive expanse too over the next few years. So keep an eye on the charging network stocks. I am still a big fanboy of ChargePoint. I have bought a few shares. I have some options. ChargePoint is very volatile. It's gone from 36 to 23 over the last month, so it's moving up and down. I suspect it'll go back up to 39 or 40 before you know it. It is a play. Everybody knows that the EVs are coming. Most of the credible analysis is seeing it move close to 25 to 30% of the market by 2030. That's a substantial hump. That's 45 million EVs being sold in the U.S. every year within 8 years. So that's going to need a lot of batteries, a lot of chargers, and the auto show is reflective of some very, very substantial efforts and investments to change over the EV market. Tesla still has the simplified build. They have the mass production battery. They're still hossing along, and they're certainly the brand to beat. But, you know, there's plenty of PCs in the world while Apple still took off. So there's probably going to be plenty of EVs that stick and some good numbers there. We have a lot of things going on in the store. Have a couple special announcements. We have our Tesla Model S battery packages. We've reconfigured that a little bit. We have better pricing on the V2, so you want to check the store on that. If you're looking for a solar build and you're looking for a system to manage your Tesla modules, we have the best one out there. It really comes with a completely assembled unit. It's plug and play. It's got a touchscreen battery monitor, and it's got a lot of unit builds behind it. And we have that for right now just under $2,000, $1,995, and that beats any competitive price out there with a monitor. So if you're into the solar builds or wanting to use some Tesla modules, take a look at the EVTV V2. We have plenty of the inverters in stock. We did get a container from China. That will mean we have the inverter and the battery management system as well as the batteries in stock, and we can get you a complete solar battery bank turnkey. We have a special Model 3 full pack that I picked up on good pricing. It's a 52 kilowatt standard pack, and we're going to clear that out at $12,995. You got to give me a call. That will not be on the store. That's an internet special only through the EVTV show. So if you know anybody out there that's been looking for a Model 3 full pack with a controller and wanting to get a bargain price on it, we have one right now at $12,995. Shoot me an email at sales@evtv.me, and we can get you arranged. We have one of those units in stock, and it is ready to ship right now. Always, we're going to really produce the videos now, guaranteed at the end of the month for sure, final Friday. show is going to be on the schedule, as well as other EVTV builds. We always like to hear back from our viewers. Leave your comments below and let us know if there's anything particular you would like to see. Stay with us. I'm Rich Flingy, and that's the EVTV Friday show for July 2021.